How the hell are you? Got my white shirt on. I'm styling. I wore clothes yesterday. Got on some clean clothes, whatnot, and what have you. I mean, it's still got that. Where is it? It's around there somewhere. Some little small bottles of water. Oh, I got my tail up here. I got my tail. And I don't need motel. I don't need no-tail motel. Okay, got this stuff. Boy, it's a mess. That's, what the hell? Oh, I got two. Oh, okay. So, let me see here. Okay. That's 11, 20, 25, 7. Okie dokie. Am I blocking the way?
Yeah, is it possible for you to park?
can I? Forgot I was recording. Memory don't work like it used to. Start drinking Ginkgo biloba. I don't know. I think they got all those herbs. They got them all mixed up because I used to talk to this one Chinese herbalist, and I showed her my book, which I really liked. This book a lot. It was herbal. What was it? Medicinal herbs and plants. It was by Andrew Chevalier. The book was DK Books, and it was from United Kingdom. It was one of my favorite books. And well, I showed it to the Chinese herbalist, and she was like, that's not what they're for. So they got them all mixed up. You know, they'll say that this herb is for this, and it's not. It's for something else. Oh, man. I gotta get through there. Huh?
You're picking up like what they were picking up, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that was the people up there?
I just went out there. I came back.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're the one that first went out
Yeah.
there? Okay. That was said,
It's both the same stuff, right? All I know is I was third. Right. Okay. So where are we usually supposed to park?
So right now we're only using twice. For two We got parked in the back and parked in the front.
Okay.
So now we park-
Yeah, because I was parked right there, but then they started coming behind me, so that's why I pulled up here and I was blocking the way right there.
Yeah, someone's saying you got right
Yeah.
now, just go behind this front.
Right.
All
That,
right, just behind.
yeah.
Once you move, you go forward.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I showed her the book. I used to show everybody the book, you know, because it's a really nice book. And, well, she's not even there no more. I used to buy all kinds of stuff. It's called Take Shing Herbs in Fresno, Chinatown. But the book was called The Encyclopedia of Medicinal Plants and Herbs. There's one person in here. There was a whole bunch of people when I was in the laundromat yesterday. A whole bunch of people started coming in. So, finish doing this. Got this sauerkraut. Sauerkraut's supposed to clean you out because it's a fermented food. Sauerkraut is one of the fermented foods, and they say that fermented food is good for some reason. So I might eat that. I think it has a lot of salt in it. It's not too bad if it's got good salt, but you know, if it's got crappy salt that doesn't even have iodine in it, you know. Let me see, how many servings? 14 servings in one can. I can eat half a can easy. So 7 servings should really be 1 serving, right? They just they make it that way so that the sodium, when they show you how much sodium it has, it doesn't look like such a large number. But you got to multiply it by 14 because they say it's 14 servings. So it is sodium, 200 milligrams. That's like a gram of sodium. What's 200 times 14? 18, right? 14 times 200. 2.8 grams of salt. That's why they say 14. Or else they would have to put, you know, 2 servings, they'd have to put 1.4 grams, 1,400 milligrams of salt, sodium. You know? So I don't think I'll probably be eating that right now. I guess you got to break it down because there's a soup you can make with it, right? There's a soup you can make with it, and it's supposed to clean you out. You put like some pork, you put like bacon in with it, and you put the sauerkraut and you cook it that way. I guess that breaks it down, you know, instead of just, you know, eating it right out of the can. You know how some people, they'll take a hot dog and load it up with sauerkraut. Probably that's not a good way to do it. You have to cut it down, cut the salt down in it, you know, with water. Okay. So, got my pistachios ready, but I didn't bring nothing to drink. I went ahead and I bought me another 18 pack of soda pop. I don't know. And then the cashier charged me too much for it because it said right on the thing, it said 18 pack of soda, which is inexpensive, right? Because sodas are expensive now. If you go to buy a soda, the cheapest place you can get a soda is like $1.50 now. $1.25 or $1.50 for the 16 ounce. But in other places, in convenience stores, they're almost $3 a soda. So if you can get 18 soda pops for $6, that's a freaking bargain, right? You know the economy's bad if they're having to, lower their price to $6 for an 18 pack. But anyhow, so I went ahead and I bought another 18 pack. I told you the other day that I drank a whole boatload of soda pop, and I said I was gonna stop doing that and start drinking the tea, green tea. But it said it was $6, so I couldn't really pass it up, and I started drinking them like they were going out of style already last night. And so that's one reason why I didn't actually bring any sodas with me. I need to drink some orange juice. But have you seen the price on orange juice? It's $5 for a, how many liters is it? Let's see. 52 fluid ounces. 1.5 quarts. 1.5 quart of orange juice is $5. So, I guess they figure, well, if we can get them to drink all this stuff that's not really good for you, we'll end up making up for it later because, they all work together, all these multi-billion-dollar industries. They work together. They say, hey, give them some more of that stuff and make them all sick. That's why this is expensive. The stuff that's healthy is expensive. So I got to pick me up some orange juice. But, it doesn't really go with, I'm going to have some pistachios. It doesn't really go with it. But it's going to have to. I've got some green tea. There's hardly none left in it. See, I got to start drinking this instead of the soda pop. But, that carbonation, you just, when they've invented it, now you can see online, people, it's getting people's attention of Coca-Cola, right? That Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it before this one guy got his hands on it. And then they show, how them making it, it's all freaking baloney. If you do the research yourself, you'll see that, it's inexpensive. It's inexpensive. It was 10 cents. If you look around, you'll find the picture on the whatchamacallit. So they do all these tricks by the media. And the ones who do it are Lucifer and the fallen angels, aka the extraterrestrials. They've been doing it for a while. And so that's the greatest thing. Their greatest weapon is making you think that they don't exist. That's their greatest weapon. That's the man behind the curtain. So try to be careful about not riding on this thing. Alrighty then. Yeah, so I'll have to stop somewhere and get myself a orange juice. Now, apple juice has, oh, and by the way, the grape juice, Welch's grape juice, Welch's grape juice is very good. You can even have it with the pistachios. It'll be pretty good. Better than the orange juice. But yesterday I saw the small grape juice, and so I was about to grab one or two of them because they're usually only $1. Well, the price went up now they're $1.50. And I grabbed one, and then I read the ingredients just to make sure, to see if it had any of that crappy corn syrup in it. They don't need no damn corn syrup. They're grapes. You know how much freaking sugar grapes have in them? Have you ever ate raisins? You know how much sugar? Why in the hell are you pouring more freaking corn syrup in it? Okay. So I'll tell you that story later. But one of them, I checked the next product, a big one, and it didn't have it in there. So something is going on. They're taking that crap out of the product. But the price was a lot more. Like if you get the apple juice or cranberry juice in, at the dollar stores, they're like, $3. While this stuff that they took that nasty corn syrup out of, it's more expensive. I know that because I checked the receipt yesterday. But anyway, that 18 pack of soda pop, the cashier charged me $8 for it, and it didn't show up as an 18 pack of soda pop. It showed up as a 12 pack. So these stores are ripping the people off, right? But I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to get the cashier. I don't want her name to get involved and stuff like that. Over $2. So yeah, but it costs more, but they didn't put any of that crappy high fructose garbage in it. Sounds a lot better now, huh? 0 people. 0 people and no comments. That's crazy. That is crazy as all get out. Let me check to see what's going on over here. Bitcoin's ready to go to the moon. It's either ready to go to the moon or take a big effing dump right now. Take a look at it. I don't think it's going to take a dump, but I mean, it, it has taken a dump before, you know, but it looks like I'm gonna have to wait another day to see what the hell's going on with it. Yeah, if it was like tomorrow and it just did what it did, I would say it's probably going to take a dump because I've seen this pattern before. So let me check my signal. I can't believe there's no people in here. Check YouTube, see if I'm coming out on there okay. So which way is this guy going? It's coming this way. Yeah, so I guess the nuts, I guess they're having a bumper crop this year because you remember when I went out and I checked the tomatoes. When I went out and checked the tomatoes, I guess this year our summer is really mild. I guess this is what you call an Indian summer. I mean, I'm not sure. They've never taught us about Indian summer in school before, right? But they're saying that this year the weather was really mild for summer, and so you know, it didn't just blast on hot summer like it usually does all the time. You'll be in, you know, winter. You have like maybe a week, 7 days of spring, and then bam, summer hits. You know, and you're in triple digits. And so it didn't do that this year, but it rained. And so I went out. This was after they put the plants in already, right? And because a lot of times they don't grow them from seed. They plant them. They put them in the ground after the plant is like about that big. And so I went out there to check out what was going on, right? And I filmed it. It's just that I've got all my videos turned off right now for certain reason. And so I went out there, and I think the plants were barely starting to bud. I can't remember. I don't really remember how big the plants were, or if they were starting to bud. I mean, I can go back and look, right? I made a video. I was doing the live stream, and while I was saying, I was like, I don't think this water is good for these plants, right? That's called foliage irrigation. There's two different kinds of way to water a plant. There's two different kinds of way to irrigate a plant. One is, you know, on the roots, put the water on the bottom of the plant, and the other way is called foliage. So when it rains, that's foliage irrigation, right? And I was saying, I don't think this is good for these plants. They're not supposed to be, you know, watered. They're not supposed to be watered that way. They're supposed to be watered by the roots. And I guess I was right. because I went out there and I got a whole bunch of those tomatoes. I got a whole bunch of those tomatoes, and a lot of them had rot. So apparently tomato plants are not supposed to get wet like that. And I had some of those tomatoes, and some of them were damn good. I had my vinegar in here. I mean, I got hooked on them. I'd like to have me some more of them, right? Especially when they're not red, when they're just yellow. You know, they're not completely 100% ripe. They're crispy. They're crispy like sometimes you can get the grape tomatoes in the store. There's the grape tomatoes. Sometimes you get some that are delicious, and sometimes you get some that are not. And not the cherry tomatoes. I'm talking about grape tomatoes. And a lot of them had rot on it. So I don't know. I mean, I had one of the tomatoes when I was at home later on, and I bit into the tomato, and it had like mold. So that's what it does to the tomatoes. And but the almonds you can foliage irrigate them. They love it. They love the rain. So apparently the nuts this year had a bumper crop. And I know that because I was reading the Google whatever. So there's going to be a lot of nuts. I don't know who's going to buy them. With the tariffs, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you this. It's not looking good. Because the trucking industry, nobody's buying any trucks. The lots where they sell trucks, the lots are freaking piled up with freaking trucks. You got people trying to sell their trucks. You know, they would usually get over 100,000 for them. Right now, they're selling them for like $17,000. Okay, what does that tell you? That's like an 80% freaking dip. They're losing big time, and you can tell because the engines, one of the most popular engines is a Cummins engine, and Cummins is laying off like 2,000 people because they ain't selling no engines. Nobody's buying trucks. And so it makes me wonder if these people actually have a buyer for all this stuff, or is it just they're just going to have it in warehouse and wait for these freaking tariffs to go away, because they ain't going to be selling it with these tariffs. Still 0 people in here. Must not be working. Alrighty then. Yeah, it's like they're playing it off, right? It's like they're playing it off because a lot depends on, you know, perception, what you perceive the thing to be. If everybody realizes how bad, you know, it really is on what's, you know, really going on. If everybody realizes that, you know, then what happens is people do a bank run. They go over and try to take all their money because they're saying right now the dollar is going down, right? So that's what they're afraid of, is a bank run. So I think they're playing it off. They're playing it off like there's nothing going on, and I think they don't even have buyers for these products. Who's going to buy it with these freaking tariffs? They're going other places. So what are they going to do with all this? You know, I think they said they had 200 million tons or something like that. I'd have to look at the article. But they had a bumper crop. But if they have tariffs, who the hell's going to buy the product? Alrighty, so let me take this, and I don't know if I'm supposed to sit here until it finishes, put that stuff on there, and check my signal. I better take my pen with me. Yeah. Signal's good. How come there's no people in here? That's goofy as all get out. Okay, so now I've got to be really concentrated, so I'm going to try something new. Boy, there's a lag. So I got to say, talk to you later. Okay.